beers, a shot of whiskey, a margarita, and a Bloody Mary. 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, a shot of whiskey, a margarita.
You want me to count?
Go.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Ropes BTR. My name is Fernando, aka Retro Relapse. With me, as always, is my brother in arms, Randy, aka Randizzle.
What's going on?
And
What
here today,
is
we
going
want
on?
to come out and tell you guys our thoughts on the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. Boy, was it a long one.
5 hours. 5 hours. No, actually, probably a little longer than that. Probably 5.5 hours of straight wrestling.
Itself was what, 7-hour time, which is Central Time in Texas here. 7 p.m. start time. It was over about 11:30.
Yeah.
So there's 4.5 hours, and then you had the pre-show, which is another hour. It was an hour and a half, but really it was kind of an hour worth of wrestling, which is actually pretty cool. You really got your money's worth this time around. Revolution. I mean, it was a good spring pay-per-view that we had going on, but son of a bitch, man.
They promoted they wanted to go a little extra big since they got the Prime Video where you could watch the pay-per-view off of Prime. You have to do it big.
I did not think about that.
Yeah.
I honestly did not think about that. That's a good
And spring break started. So staying up late wasn't really a big deal, for the most part, for most people.
Hey, well, most people have a job, man.
Did you work today?
I'm on spring break.
All right.
I'm on spring break.
Yeah, I had a job.
Yo,
I woke up early as hell, and I still watched it.
Do you not love to just enamor me with the moniker of Old Man Nando, and I go to sleep like at 8 o'clock and shit? Well, hey man, it was way past my bedtime. I don't give a shit.
Way past your bedtime.
I mean, fuck, I was drunk and barely keeping my eyes open with toothpicks like Tom and Jerry and shit just to get through the damn last match. Son of a bitch.
Let's get into some of these. Let's do 0 hour.
Yeah.
Let's do 0 hour.
0 hour. One of the matches on there, I didn't really pay too much attention to because it's getting things ready for watching it, but I did like seeing some of it. Was Lee Johnson, Blake Christian versus Commander and Hologram. And the reason why I bring them up is because, man, Commander, man, that boy is something else. I love watching him fly around the ring. That's a luchador that I love watching. Every time I see that he's on, I say I got to see if he's gonna run the rope and do that moonsault off of the very at the very end onto the outside, or if he's gonna do that that moonsault off the middle rope when he's doing it. I mean, that boy is crazy. I get off to watching him.
On that note, I'll reverse it and go with the other team. Blake Christian, if you've never seen him, Vanilla Baby, he comes out on GCW a lot. This dude can do some technical flippity floppity everything. He's really good. I think his Vanilla Baby gimmicks could be, maybe revamped and done a little different, but he's really a really, really good wrestler. And I saw him, the 2 shows I saw in Texas, they were awesome, but I've seen him in GCW a lot, and he's actually pretty badass. And you put him, Lee Johnson, Commander, and Hologram, it made to be up for a good show, and Hologram and Commander really needed a win because they've been getting their ass whooped in ROH lately, and Blake Christian and Lee have actually been winning a lot. I think Blake Christian's had 6 straight wins in ROH right now, so he's actually the next number 1 contender for Commander's television title, so that's why they kind of had that match. So just a little backstory, just in case you don't watch,
Yeah. I don't. I have not been watching, so no, that's good to know. Good to know. Hey, how about that Chris Jericho versus Gravity match, huh? Man, that was a banger of a match, wasn't it?
Hey, let me take your mask off. call it a day. And then you have Desperado coming out because, well, that's his brother. I didn't know that.
Is it?
I didn't know that.
Who?
Desperado?
Are
Wait,
you sure
that's a
it's
Chinese
Desperado?
wrestler. No. God damn it! Now you make me question
That's
myself.
a movie.
Yeah,
that's a movie. It's
no, there's actually a wrestler called Desperado, but he's a Chinese wrestler.
Come on now. Starts with a B.
Bandito.
It's a Spanish word for bandit.
Bandito, yeah. So that's Bandito's brother, and they took off his mask. They took Gravity's mask off, and they just beat his ass, and he covered his face the whole time.
Before you get into it, they did also pander to the crowd to show that Gravity's mom and sister were in tow. They were there at front row, ready to watch their baby boy. Yeah, let's go, Gravity.
Mijo.
Then, and then yeah, big time. And then Jericho comes out with the learning tree, and they just decide to whoop the shit out of him. And at one point, they even let the family come in to console him and make sure he was okay. And there was Bandito with them, and they almost did beat the shit out of the mom and sister, but they didn't. But that was after they pulled that was right before they pulled the mask off, and he pulled the mask off and all that. And
did you hear the bat shots that Chris Jericho was using when he was hitting them with a bat? It clinked like a motherfucker, like bink, bink. And you could hear all the clinks on that guy's back, Gravity's back. I guess Gravity wasn't on his side that day.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, Gravity was on his side because he could not get up.
It was against him.
He was stuck there on the ground.
He was stuck on the ground for a little bit.
Gravity was stuck to the ground. Exactly. One of the bigger matches of the night of the 0 hour, Shane Taylor Promotions versus Daniel Garcia, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Did you see what? Did you happen to figure out what those two young men are? On the Shane Taylor Promotions. What's their team name? I heard it. The Disciples, not the Disciples. The something. A military gimmick.
You have too much old wrestling in your brain, bro. I know. It's I cannot think of their names now. Now you're making me do the same thing.
Yeah, because you're old man.
Captain Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo. I said it the last when we were talking about these matches. Those are them. I just don't know their tag team name, but they are in a tag team together.
Yes.
I believe they even had a girl with them at one point. Also, I do not remember her name, but they were like a little trio faction for a little bit before they joined Shane Taylor. But the girl's not with them anymore.
Gotcha. I'm trying to look it up right now, but I ain't seeing anything right now.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, I mean, it was a pretty solid match for the most part. I didn't get to see
the infantry. That's what they're called. The infantry.
The infantry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good match. This match was actually really good. There was a little animosity initially between Danny Garcia and Adam Cole, but you got Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and the infantry on one side, and then you got Undisputed Kingdom with Danny Garcia and Adam Cole. They cost Adam Cole his shot at the TNT title. So there's a little thing going on, and it was a back and forth match. Of course, Undisputed Kingdom is just tearing ass up, but you get the infantry doing really well. But it was at the end, Adam Cole was about to do his Panama Sunrise finisher, and Danny Garcia tagged himself in and did his submission, his essentially the sharpshooter, and just stared at Adam Cole the whole time. So they're building that one up. They're building it up. It was actually a good match. I think this is like another classic Shane Taylor versus Undisputed Kingdom, like part 2 or part 3 now. So it's been pretty good actually. I don't mind watching it. Those guys in the Shane Taylor production can actually go, and they can also get their ass whooped really well. So it takes two. It takes two. Takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. You damn right. And the other match that was on there that took up a majority of the ending part going into the pay-per-view itself. Johnny TV and MXM Collection in a trios match versus Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Big Boom AJ.
They could have put anyone else in this fucking match other than
anybody
Big Boom.
fucking else.
Anybody else?
God,
Anybody else? Those
I'm
two stupid little kids. Oh, Jesus Christ! And I'm not even saying stupid little kids because I'm jealous of them. They're just fucking annoying. I could care less if they're on TV. They're just
they're
annoying and they're
both
taking
his
someone's spot.
sons.
They're taking someone's spot.
They're both his sons, and they even showed the mom and sister there as well in the front row because it's all a family conglomeration, pun intended. Um, the Riz is the little one's name, and
Who
he's
dressed like
just a
Orange Cassidy.
big old marshmallow dressed as Orange Cassidy.
If you
And
want to get,
then
if you want to get an idea of what he looks like, if you've ever seen Nacho Libre, he's Chencho, the Italian
The-
version of the Hispanic
Italian
version.
he's the Italian
Chencho.
version of Chancho. Let me borrow some sweats.
When you're
Son of a bitch.
adult, you wear starchy pants.
Go away. Go read some books.
Yeah, guy.
Go read
It's the
some books.
best. Being alone, it's the best.
Feeding little orphans porridge beans is the best.
The best.
Anyway, so you have Big Justice is I guess the older of the two sons whose balls haven't dropped either. It sounds like I don't know, wailing little girl when he screams and talks or whatever. Comes out with his dad, Big Boom AJ, and they all just the start of that match was cringe to me, and it was just upsetting me because it took forever because they're all hugging the family, and then they're going around high-fiving all the celebrities coming around. It's like, dude, do that stuff backstage. They're gonna be there in the backstage, getting your ass in the ring and start fucking fighting. I know that he that literally that entrance was like 10 minutes. It was
I
ridiculous.
wonder if they told him to kill some time because a match went too quick. But you're right, man. Like they could have gave Giant TV and MXM more time.
No. And the reason why I'm gonna disagree with this bullshit is because the match was not that fucking quick. Because there was one point in the match where whenever you have a trios match, at least on
No.
AEW,
I didn't say that match. I said the other match. The other match was maybe finished too quick, so they had to extend this one.
I care less. I'm gonna gripe about this fucking match because there's one point in a trios match. I'm on the fucking soapbox today, bitch. There's this one. Shut up, bitch. There's this one. God. Oh, this is as a true fan of the art form of watching this shit all the time. It really upsets the fuck out of me when you have people who don't watch their cues. If you've watched this program enough, like we've rotted our brains with this shit since we were kids, that and you learn the fucking dance when you pay attention to this shit. And this son of a bitch is there in the damn ring. Okay, trios match. You're always gonna have one point where AEW is doing it where spot versus spot till they get to the fucking end of all six guys hitting a special move or some kind of bullshit. That guy was fucking literally in the middle of that shit, dumbfounded of, oh, who do I go after next? Oh, what do I do next? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Get your fucking cookies, shove them in your fucking ass, get the fuck out of the ring, dude, and give it to somebody else who deserves to be in that damn fucking spot because that was just
You just made the list.
Win the stupid fucking match. They're there high-fiving and hugging and shit. I hope they get hit by a fucking train because it was horrible, dude. I'm glad it was 0 hour. I'm glad I didn't have to pay for that, but I'm still fucking digging in my eyes because I had to fucking watch that shit. Fuck. It's just annoying, man. It really is annoying to me as a fucking wrestling fan to watch some fucking middle-aged, I don't even middle-aged, fucking old fuck that's having his little midlife crisis in the middle of the fucking ring. I want to be a wrestler too. Boom, here's my cookies. I don't give a shit, dude. Like find your own thing and get the fuck out of wrestling. I know that there was.
He stutters every word too. The big chunk.
Oh yeah, because
the big chunk.
There was something I was reading on the sheets that he what is it? He is trying to go between there and he's trying to move into WWE. He's been caught and seen with some of the NXT and WWE wrestlers whenever they're, I guess, in their hometown, which is somewhere in New York area, Staten Island area, whatever the fuck. They're trying to pander off with some of his shit, trying to get in through social media stuff through that way. I think they even have a picture of them where they're holding a WWE belt too. I don't know how that goes with Tony Khan or if they're just acting like fans or whatever the fuck, but man, just to abuse one company to flutter into the global company. Yeah, I mean, you could call me bitter, you could call me jealous, you can call me whatever like that. But come on, man, that's no respect for the fucking business. You're not a fucking fan, dude. What are you teaching your kids? What the fuck are you teaching your kids, dude? Like, you don't respect the sport, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that they allowed you to even remotely be in or participate in, which is fucking stupid. Even worse, so I feel bad for Tony Khan because you hear the stories of how nice he is, and he probably is just too nice to certain people because he has good intentions for his own company, and it's just bullshit. It's bullshit, and AEW is a damn good product, and this pay-per-view, outside of maybe one or two matches, I mean, proved why they're still growing. They have their, they're going to have their ups and downs, but to fucking have this guy and his two stupid ass kids, yeah, it's a disrespect to the, WWE does a lot of celebrities, but this guy disrespects.
Randy, you
wrestling.
rant a lot, and I love it when you do, but fuck them. They're not getting any more time. Let's get into the big card, dude.
Big
fuck
card.
them, dude. Fuck them, motherfucker.
Wait.
You just made the list.
And so you just made the list.
That's right. You made the fucking list, you dumbass. Anyway, Revolution started off.
Wait. Before you get into it, just before we start talking about the matches, what did you think about this pay-per-view start to finish? I know it's a long payper-view. What would, just before we get into the matches, how did you feel about the overall pay-per-view and what you saw for the whole
overall night? They gave us some great matches to watch. They gave us a good spring pay-per-view. It's been a little bit since we've seen something that's been well put together. There was a handful of good matches on this card. Excuse me. There was a couple of matches on here that could have been on a main event of Collision or Dynamite and didn't have to be so damn long.
Agreed.
But you did make a point about Amazon Prime being their big new thing. So definitely worth having that on their repertoire of new things that they're going to have for AEW after the show has been put on there. Go back and watch it, rewind, all that kind of stuff after you've already bought it. So, but all in all, great match. I give I B plus A minus. It's up there. It was a very good card. But like I said, there was a few matches on there that could have been, for
TV,
lack of a better term,
main event, TV.
Yeah. TV main event with commercials in between. I was honestly waiting for a commercial in a couple of these, but I digress. It was
habit, right? Habit.
Yeah, exactly.
I have only one note on this, and then we can get into the matches. I would have flip-flopped the women's World Heavyweight Championship and the men's World Heavyweight Championship because that match was fucking fire. And we'll get into it.
Dude, my whole family, we were all here watching it. We all thought that, and it should have been rightfully, that Toni Storm and Mariah May should have closed out this pay-per-view.
Dude, they just fucking promoted Queen in the Ring and how it was a momentous thing that Mildred was a fucking main event. She was the first millionaire in sports entertainment. And the women don't fucking main event this pay-per-view? What the fuck? Like, you promoted Queen in the Ring
for that.
Yeah.
Fucking for that.
Yeah. Well, let's start from the beginning of the card. Kick it off with the first match.
But you know what? Fuck the card for a minute here. I'm gonna jump in with another fucking gripe and another thing that really upset me. Now that you mentioned Queen of the Ring, I cannot wait to watch the movie. We were gonna try to watch it this past weekend, but just time got away from us. But I will try to go watch it this week. I can tell you that for sure. But one thing on the card is that
I already fucking know.
They talked to two stars from the movie.
Fucking know. I knew it. Yeah.
I cannot remember their names, but it was a white girl and a black girl. And the white girl, she was on the Heels program. If you've ever seen, if you have not had a chance to watch it, get on Netflix and watch Heels. It used to be on Stars Stephen Amell. And he has his own homegrown production that they're doing that the dad could. Well, I mean, I don't want to get too dark, but the dad did take his own life, and the sons are left with the small wrestling program, and they're there having to keep it running, keep it going, and they go through the midst of running an independent promotion, basically, and then they're having to fight a bigger global, not global, but a bigger wrestling company.
Yeah, a bigger
promotion. There you go, wrestling promotion. My bad. And they go through their trials and tribulations, show how they're making money, blah blah blah. Well, one of the girls is on there. Starts off as a ballet, ends up being a wrestler, and she's on Queen of the Ring, and she's there giving her take because they're asking her what's going on and blah blah blah.
Isn't she actually the main star on that movie?
I no Emily Becker's is that
Okay,
that was
okay.
Felicity from Arrow. Um, well, this other lady that's where the black girl there, she is one of the co-stars that's in the program as well. And the one thing that she said out loud, which was stupid.
AEW, regulate what fucking people say who you invite on the goddamn show.
Have them have a fucking piece of paper of a script than just say things that you shouldn't. I know it's kayfabe, meaning that it's the stuff from the back or whatever, but by watching these things, this is her quote. I learned that you know what the outcome of the match is before it happens.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, it's not a fucking secret. All right, we'll be straight up. It's not a fucking secret, but
9 2025. 9 2025. So let's be realistic. There's no real kayfabe too much anymore, but you still don't bring it up. Still a fucking sport.
yes, that's not something you just want to go blatantly telling little secrets of the game of
That you're not part of. That you're not part of.
yes. You did a movie and you're probably like one of the extras, dude. Like, I don't even think you're gonna get credit for this movie. I hope you don't. I hope you're just like
I hope they yelled at that fucking movie producer who they had invited and come, because he should have vetted these people. He should have vetted these fucking people who they talked
to.
Dude,
He was right there. That dude Ash.
Yeah,
that dude Ash that was right there. He is the crazy director, enough. I was talking. Right? He's the director, and I was talking to Peanut Butter Juan about it. That dude is the promotions. I think he's like the director, promotion runner for Sumerian Music.
Oh no,
Sumerian
shit.
Records. Okay. He's that dude. Yes, he's that dude that signs bands and runs his thing. He's also now a director, and he I think he also directed I can't think of the movie with all the metal bands. Was it like American Satan or something like that?
American Satan. Yeah.
I think it's like something like that, or
something along those lines.
I can't remember the name of the movie. I know Satan was in there or something like that, but there was a movie with all these metal bands and stuff, and yeah, that was his movie too that he directed. Crazy enough. Yeah. Nice. And he was there doing an interview as well, or they had him talking. I think that's when they panned over to those girls, and you fucking bimbo. If you don't know about the wrestling thing, get into it first. How long were you doing that fucking movie? Y'all didn't shoot that movie in 6 weeks. So you had time to learn the lore. You had time to watch and pay attention instead of just fucking hanging out on your phone the whole damn time. Use your phone to your benefit and actually watch what the fuck is going on and learn that you don't talk about shit like that on a pay-per-view. I learned that we already know who's going to win the match before we fight.
Dude, I was surprised that she didn't say, my favorite wrestler is The Rock and Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns, like for someone from WWE, like some shit like that. I'm surprised that wouldn't happen. Yeah. This WWE product is awesome.
They said I was going to meet John Cena.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, to be honest with you. I heard it, and immediately my body went cringe. I was like, who the fuck put a microphone in front of this girl? Who put a microphone in front of this girl?
Yes, who thought it was going to be a great idea? Who really did? We want the kids to watch. Fuck, dude. Though, but it's LA cringe. Let's just call it what it is. This was in Los Angeles. These are the new stars of today that we have to deal with. It's LA cringe, dude.
In
a lot of the good things that we used to have are just going down to the shitter, dude. Fucking life sucks and then you die, right? Pay your taxes. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Anyway, AEW Revolution started off with MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. What'd you think of the match?
Over glorified. I wish it was a lot better. This would have been a fucking Dynamite main event, to be honest with you. Like, did it have the hard hitting? Yes, I appreciate that there wasn't blood. I appreciate it didn't over glorify that part. But good match.
They didn't have story died. Was on the card.
Yeah. The story just. I know we talked about it. It didn't have any traction, and I thought there would be some. And it was a good fight. The match itself and how it progressed, I didn't see anything really good about it. It was, again, a good fight. I didn't care for the match itself. So,
I was kind of in the boat for you for a little bit. Once I was watching into the match, I did get into it where MJF was pulling his classic heel moves and classic heel things and stuff. But it was a good match all around. Not gonna lie, it was a high caliber match that opened the show. That match could have been later down the line. That match could have had belt ramifications all over it. It really could have. But the fact that Adam Page came over on MJF really did speak wonders that MJF put Page over. So I don't know if they're going to start pushing Page in a direction towards somebody, someone, or a belt at some point. But to say this feud is over, I don't think so yet.
Did you see that move that Hangman did to MJF where he landed on his fucking face? I was like, oh shit, dude. Like he over either MJF over rotated or Hangman didn't get the full rotation because he landed on his face nasty. And I thought he knocked himself out but I saw him like get up pretty quick and I was like, damn, like he just took the mat all in his face and shoulder. It was pretty bad. But good match.
The running pile driver or
tombstone on the chairs.
Tombstone on the chair was that got me, dude. I was like, what the
but
fuck?
You know what? Again, if you wanted to build a story, that could have been the finisher for Hangman to kick out of it. You know, like it's you're there. Like let's fucking let that be the fucking finisher. Let that be the fucking finisher because there's a lot of crazy moves you're about to see the rest of the card. This is the beginning. Let that be a fucking big finisher. But again, I mean, still Hangman won. Like I said, a good match. A good fight. I didn't care for the match itself. So,
what was next after this? Was this the women's match? Mercedes Moné and Momo Watanabe?
Yes.
That was another one. I didn't.
Where's the build up for what wannabe? Like there was no build up for her.
There was no build up other than the fact that she came from Stardom.
She won a match in Stardom, and she had the right. She had the right to choose any either AAA, CMML, or whatever, and she chose AEW.
Mercedes, which is good because that's the ploy AEW does. They bring the Japanese women over here because they're not showcased enough over there. But I mean, they had a good match going on. I mean, Watanabe like really gave Mercedes some really good hits. Like I was very surprised that Mercedes didn't start bleeding with some of the things that were going on, and that one drop or a kick that she hit her right in the fucking mouth. I was waiting to see some teeth on the floor, dude. Like it was bad.
There was that initial driver that she did by the edge of the ring apron. I thought it looked like the Sasha Banks Mercedes Moné fucking slipped, and I thought she fucking rang her neck because she kind of like went stiff for a second. But then she rode in, and I was like, "Okay." I said, "But damn, that looked rough." Some of those moves look a little rough.
Give her for flowers and her credit, dude. Like she's a tough bitch.
She is, and she loves the Japanese style. She does. She said it herself. Yeah. When she was at WWE, when she took her time off to go do whatever the fuck she was gonna do, she went to Japan to train with those women because she knows it's like a buzzsaw style fighting. Like you're gonna get hit for real. So. Strong style.
Mercedes came out on top of that when she kept the belts. So
kept the belts.
Next to see who's going to be next in the line for that.
That was my big concern. Like, how are you building the next star up? Right, you brought someone from a different company, but you have so many women. Serena Deeb just fought Momo the night before and pretty much ran the gauntlet on Momo the whole time, and only at the very end did Momo win. So,
but that also, I mean, you're asking where are the stories, more violence, right? But
yeah,
you're not going to get that with the women's because they don't give them enough time to produce a good story. So I
beg to differ. I see Toni Storm and Mariah May. That's a damn good story, right?
You're only going to get the ones that they want to invest in and put money onto. Where did they do it? The Hollywood ending, obviously, because they put money knowing that Toni Storm was going to rank people into the seats. Mercedes, they have it there. She's a TBS champion, but they don't give her stories. What was the last story you remember from Mercedes Moné that was a build-up?
Chris Statlander.
How long of a run did that have?
2 matches. So maybe 2 months. Maybe. At that.
Maybe.
Right.
But you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They like to throw shit at her because it was last minute to throw it on the card, because you have to think about some of these matches they put on there. They wanted to showcase a bunch of fucking titles.
Yeah,
And
absolutely, absolutely.
they did out of this one. You had the women's championship, you had the women's TBS championship, you had the international championship, you have
Continental,
the tag team championships,
Continental.
you have the continental championship, and then you have a number one contender championship, and you have for the world heavyweight championship. So basically, all the belts were on the line except for the trios. They've yet to put the trios on a big card.
And TNT.
Oh yeah, and TNT. But see, yeah, I mean, all you had to do was take 2 matches out, flip flop them, and put them in. And I mean, Night of Champions. I know WWE coined it, but Night of Champions.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what Dynasty basically is Night of Champions. So I don't know. That's the next pay per view in April. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Next match.
After the women was
Come on.
what was it? Was it Ricochet and Swerve, or was it the Hurt?
It was
Business and the
Ricochet. It was
Outrunners?
Ricochet and Swerve.
And that one was a number one contenders match, and they did take it where they need to with this match. But this was one I wasn't fully invested in.
I actually, again, kudos to the guys for not like bleeding. They saved it, right? Because the only match before this, there was no blood, and then the only match was before the first instance of blood was the women's match, the women's World Heavyweight Championship match. But this Swerve and Ricochet match just put tie a bow on the end of the story, right? The Prince Nana got his row back. Swerve got the number one contendership. This isn't over by any means, but it's a good means to move forward with the number one contendership because stuff is going on, right? People want to change. People want to change,
Mm-hmm.
and you know we'll talk about it later. But this Death Rider shit's just it's fucking ridiculous. It's stupid.
Yes, it is.
But
Swerve came out on top. He's the number one contender. Next match, AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners. And this is another match that could have been on TV.
No matter what you do, you can't push the Hurt Syndicate as a heel group right now. People fucking love them. They hurt people. They hurt people, and people want to see them hurt people. Mm-hmm. Bobby Lashley just can't be a heel, dude. He just can't. And Shelton Benjamin can fucking go. So it's hard to fucking hate people who can put on a damn good show, can tell stories, obviously. Then they have MVP as a mouthpiece who knows what the fuck he's doing. It's hard to hate him too, even though they try really, really, really hard to make you try to hate them. But you know they're phenomenal wrestlers and they can do some shit that people just can't do right now in AEW because they have all the tenure.
Were pushing, dude. The Outrunners were really pushing, and
I liked it.
Looked like they had a chance there.
Absolutely.
I don't.
They're just not ready. They're just not ready.
I understand the lore of what you like about them, which is the whole '80s guys, and you know the '80s muscle guys, and that's cool. That was its own
Predator. You son of a bitch with a big fucking handshake. That's pull out. That's all humor. That's all humor. You need it in a match.
It's entertainment, which is what you need.
Yes.
Correct, but for them to try to go on a Hurt Syndicate, you already knew they were going to lose.
Absolutely. They fucking Hurt Syndicate ran that show. Man.
Kudos to MVP for getting them where they needed to be, because there was at one point where you thought the Outrunners were going to take it. You know, they had kind of a buildup going like that, but MVP just came in there. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all need to hurt people. You're here to hurt people. What are y'all doing? Y'all just letting them try to get all over you. Listen to the crowd. The crowd's getting behind them. They should be behind you. Hurt them. Y'all need to hurt them.
Did you hear what he told Bobby Lashley? He goes, "Why are you playing with your food? Finish this." And then he looks at Shelton Benjamin. He goes, "Why are you smiling? We're not here to make friends. We're here to hurt people." And I was like, "Fucking MVP, man! Like that's why he's the fucking mouthpiece,
man. He's the mouthpiece, exactly." So the Hurt Syndicate kept their championships, and
no surprise, no debut, but kudos.
Yeah, I know. We were trying to see if we can get Alexander in there.
Alexander, not yet, but
it'll come when it comes. Next match,
Brody King.
There you go, Brody King versus Kazuchika Okada, and man, I really was hoping that Brody was going to come out on top with this.
Did you like this match?
For being two beefy guys, it was pretty decent. For being two beefy guys,
this could have been the main event on Collision.
Yeah.
I like the push on Brody King. I like the push. I was there with you where I thought they might just take it off Okada because this whole BTR stuff, or not BTR, well, we're BTR, BTE, BTE, like since they left to do whatever they're doing in Japan, like I just seriously thought Okada would drop it, take some time off, whatever, but he withheld it, and I liked it. I liked that they fought a lot outside the ring solely because you're just kind of showcasing Brody King's strength and the punishment that Okada can handle, and of course Okada wins it. It's still a good match.
I'm very surprised that they protected the Rainmaker clothesline. Honestly.
They did. It's surprising, but it is his finisher. So, like I said, you can't kick out of a fucking tombstone on chairs and then have Okada win with a fucking clothesline. Like, you just can't do that.
That tombstone on chairs was outside the ring.
But still.
It wasn't inside the ring. It was outside the ring. He had to drag him back in. You know, he had time to recover once he was inside the ring. But compared to the Rainmaker finisher, the clothesline, whatever, I'm very surprised that they protected that and let him beat Brody King, because Brody King could have kicked out of that. He could have.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, because Okada is still the Continental Champion, and it will fight another day, and we'll see who gets involved with that one. Next on the list was
Hollywood ending.
The Hollywood ending, yes.
This should have been the main
Women's
event.
World Champion Toni Storm versus Mariah May, and they put on a banger of a no holds bar, falls count anywhere. Let's just call it what it was. It was a hardcore match.
You see this fucking Taipei blood sport style, wrapping your hands in fucking duct tape and then putting them on glass. I love that shit, dude. This should have been the main event. It's called the Hollywood ending. The last shot when Toni Storm wins is a perfect shot to end the pay-per-view. It wasn't the end of the pay-per-view, nonetheless. Great match. Women put themselves through. These wrestlers put some shit. They put themselves through some shit.
Where Toni Storm was very upset with herself in the ring because, and I'm going to call it out here, I know we kind of called this out before on one of the other episodes. A lot of these people, when it show blood, I will peel back the curtain, unlike that dumb bitch who did it on pay-per-view, right? Oh, yeah, we know who's gonna win. They blade. When people blade, they get a piece of metal, they go clack, and they start bleeding. It's real blood that's coming out of their head for the most part. Sometimes they have packets. Some are smart enough to put blood packets in there and tape it down or whatever. But a lot of times it's not. Toni Storm got a fucking vein or something up here that was big enough that bitch wouldn't stop bleeding.
I think she got cut the hard way.
No, she did it herself because she was pissed off about it, because you could hear her. There were shots that they were showing where the blood was rushing, and she's like, fuck, I fucked up. You literally hear her say it on there. I fucked up, because she got herself in the hair right here that it was just the constant just drip. It would not stop. So she's going to have stitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
sometimes you take that baby aspirin to make yourself bleed a little more.
Yeah, there are certain places that you can hit that'll give you that right amount or whatever. But I mean, if you don't really do it much, or it's been a while and you fuck up and you hit that big vein, guess what? Yeah, you're fucked.
Still good match. Still a damn good match.
No. I'm not calling the color bad. The color was good for the match. The color was great for the match. I'm not calling that bad. But what I'm trying to say is that you see that Toni Storm is visibly and audibly upset that she fucked up, that she's saying it out loud. I fucked up, because she can't. Somebody go get her fucking towel, get that blood out of her eyes at least, so she can see what's going on. It did not stop. The Crimson Mask was there for the end of the night.
I think Mariah May's gear was white, and by the end of it looked brown because of all the dry blood. It looked bad.
Yep.
It looked bad. But they went around the ring. They used weapons, glass, tables. They used Luther in the beginning when Mariah May kicked Luther into the table. I thought she knocked herself out because she fell in that grate, and she looked like she hit her head, and she was like that. And then Toni Storm's like, oh fuck, here we go. I'm gonna carry you for the next 20-30 minutes. But Mariah May came out of it. She bucked up, and this is the best story in AEW. Women's, men's, it doesn't matter. This is the best story. It was a rubber match. This is the third match they fought. Mariah won the first one. Toni Storm won her belt back a couple of weeks ago. and this is the third match to end it. Hollywood ending. It was a great match. They had a lot of violence. There was a lot of story. So story and violence. You got it all in this one. And I thought this is the best story going. I just don't know what they're going to go from here for Tony Storm. What happens next?
Well, give her a little time to recover.
Oh yeah, for sure. What
time.
I'm saying is like, what happens next? Because this is the best story in AEW. Period. So where does this lead to? Where does this lead to? Like for AEW and the women's division.
There has to be, or if anything, maybe there's gonna be a push on a new or an upcoming star to come chase after the belt, because I mean they've been needing to. I don't know if they're still working with the rankings, but I don't know who's up there in rankings right now. But it'd be nice to start seeing someone step up and say they want to take her out.
Absolutely.
But we've yet to see that, so who knows?
Maybe
something will happen to Dynasty, or maybe they'll give her a little time just to kind of run around with the belt a little bit, and we'll see what happens between now and the next pay-per-view.
Soraya comes
April
back soon,
6th.
so maybe. You never know.
April 6th is Dynasty. It's a Sunday. Kind of inching towards the WrestleMania weekend. I know everyone and their Tia is going to be doing stuff out there for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the list, Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita, right?
Yes.
Was it that one that was next?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right, because it was a steel cage, and then after steel cage was Copa and Moxley, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think about Omega and Takeshita?
Takeshita took Omega to the limit. He fucking whooped his ass, and vice versa. And there was a good chunk of this match where I wasn't surprised. I'm surprised Takeshita couldn't put him away. I get credit to Kenny where he just kept on like he sold it well, because he was like barely kicking out or barely escaping whatever was going to happen, and he finally hit a couple of V triggers, a ripcord, and then what was the last move he hit? I think he hit another V trigger at the very end.
Because he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him with the one winged angel like he usually does.
He couldn't pick him up. He couldn't pick him up. And kudos to Takeshita. I mean, Kenny's a new champion, but Takeshita, I thought for sure Takeshita was going to hold on to that belt, because he's been doing so good, and Don Callis' family needs a win. They've been taking L's left and right, and the next match you'll see it happened again, but nonetheless, good match, great match actually. What do you feel about this match?
Well, I feel like we should talk about the next match, in the steel cage match with Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, because they are taking L's right now, and it's going to be time for the Don Callis family to kind of turn it around and regroup, because that was another match that was a banger of a match in the cage. There was a lot of blood in this one too.
This one was a lot. This match, outside of the Hollywood ending, you kind of expect it's a steel cage match, right? You have two guys who know each other, who have fought together, who were in a team or a stable together, and now they're finding a steel cage and they fucking hate each other. They fucked each other over enough times throughout a couple of the past year or two. Well, it was going to culminate somehow, and a lot. This is pretty nasty. I think same thing with Will Ospreay. He got cut early, and he was bleeding profusely. He couldn't see for a while, and I was like, I'm surprised no one's handing him a towel to wipe his eyes off, because he couldn't see. But I digress. How do you feel about this match?
What is the whole thing with these wrestlers licking each other's blood?
You tell me. Tell me
what. Oh my God! What the fuck? Like, I get it. It's for the dramatic effect. It's for everything there, but still.
Tell me,
like,
man.
Is there a reason?
Tell me. I don't know. Masochists. They're masochists.
When Fletcher threw Ospreay against the
steel cage,
cage, and then some of his blood was on there, and there's Kyle Fletcher. I was like, dude, like, I get it. I know, but to me, it's like it's a little too much. It's a little too much.
Maybe he rides the crimson blood. I don't know. Nasty.
Ask Sky Blue. You gotta ask Sky Blue for Kyle Fletcher, because that's who he's
with.
Who he's diddling.
No shit.
Fletcher's diddling Sky Blue. Yes,
sir. I know that.
Yes, sir.
How did you feel about this match? What did you like? Did you like it?
I mean, all in all, it was a good match. All in all, it was very, very grotesque and violent. It met the parameters. They even had their third member of their old group
United
come out and
Empire.
bring weapons. There you go. And he brought in weapons, and that guy ended up getting his butt beat too. And
Barbed wire
the
bat.
barbed wire
Oh,
bat was just another element to add in there with everything that was going on. And hey, man, that Spanish fly off of the top of the cage was amazing. It could have been done, executed a little bit better, but I'm pretty sure if they did it like they would off the top rope, someone
someone
would have
got
really
hurt.
gotten injured.
Yeah.
So the reason why I think that's why Osprey kind of fluttered sideways when they went down. Fletcher landed normal, but he went sideways, so that way it was protecting and whatever the case. But
I think he did it so he
it
can
was good.
hold their necks from smashing into the fucking. He can hit on his hip a little better
Mhm.
on his sides and his thighs, but yeah, it was
Mhm.
pretty. It was. I mean,
It was.
I expected high aerial stuff, and they did high
Mhm.
aerial
And we got it.
moves. The aerial
And we
assassin,
got it.
right?
And
So
yeah, exactly. And speaking of all the bitter blood, no pun intended, that was around. I mean, even the mat got brown after a while from all the blood after this match too. So
yeah,
kudos to the production staff from AEW for really cleaning them up, because you couldn't really see as much when the next matches come around that all that blood was going on. And leading into the last match of the night was the AEW World Championship match. The champion John Moxley versus Rated R superstar Cope. Uh, Cope.
Copa. No,
Cope.
this match did not live up to
It did
anything.
not.
I didn't have any expectations for this match. I don't know why it was a main event. And then when I thought a spark of hope was gonna happen, and Christian Cage runs in, hits Cope with his little thing, his contract.
But before you get into it though, like just watching the match itself, and when you break down this match was, how can I put this? It was an old school match. It was watching an old school WWE match with little hints of Attitude Era esque things from time to time. But the way that Cope grew up making matches, or living and breathing the matches that he likes so much. And the reason why I say it and bring it out like that, it was long. It was long winded. And it wasn't a long match per se. I'm pretty sure if he timed it, it was probably a good 20-minute match. But the way that they put everything out there, long holds being of the choking, waiting for someone to pick up their arm, Moxley fucking with the ref the whole time, you know, uh extending out the 4 count to 5 count to see if he was going to let him go, get him away from the ropes, excuse me, or whatever. Things like that. So in their eyes, they were telling a long story with what that match was engulfing at the time. So it was the build up to what was going on. But for the newer generation that watches this, there's a lot of like, it seems boring, because why is this taking so long to beat him up? Why is he just sitting there laying in the ring? Why is he just holding him and wrenched his arm and stuff? Because it takes a while to dismember somebody, and that's basically what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
Just put it as it is. So that's their version of a long storytelling match. So we got most of it, and especially the little things like when Moxley was trying to pile drive Adam Copeland outside the ring, pulling up the mat and everything. All the stuff that cultivates in that kind of a match. But then when Christian finally comes in towards the end, after first off, Moxley comes in to try to bring in a chair. The chair gets thrown out by the ref, but the ref took too long to get rid of the chair, and then the ref gets thrown out of the ring. And then that's when all shenanigans started happening. And you're thinking, okay, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? And then at one point, then Christian Cage comes and actually saves the day and brings a spark back into that match. So go ahead.
Yes. It kind of got everyone like, what? What's gonna happen? He's gonna fucking pull the screw. He's gonna pull the screw off of the year so far, and cashes it in. He hits Cope. He throws out Mox. He hits Cope first with a spear. Doesn't work.
No. He hits him with the clipboard first.
As I said, he hit him with the clipboard first. Throw out Mox.
Pops him with the clipboard. Signs it off. Gives it to the ref. The ref goes, and then Justin Roberts. This is now turned into a triple threat match for the championship.
Then he hits him with his own spear. He kicks out of that. Then he hits him with an unprettier. And then John Mox comes in and gets him the
The kill switch, not the Unprettier, the kill switch.
The kill switch. I'm sorry. I'm prettier. We're gonna go TNA's version of it.
Mhm.
And then Mox comes in and gives him the bulldog choke.
Mm-hmm.
And he reaches and almost gets the 3-pin while getting choked, which would have been badass. That would have been a badass way to win.
That would have been.
That would have been a badass way to win. And I like that ingenuity because it was different. And I was like, oh, he won. And I thought when he was getting pulled back, he would use his foot to kind of pin him.
I was hoping so too.
It doesn't use his foot. And no, he passes out. And John Mox retains the championship
retains his briefcase.
Whatever fucking logic this is. This story is dead. Why did you try to you breathe life in the last 5 minutes of this match with just even bringing Christian Cage back out and Adam Copeland, the history they have, and then he loses his opportunity. He pretty much cashed in his Money in the Bank, lost it to a story to a guy who has no story going on, who's fucking boring, and everyone's retired of him having the belt.
You forgot one important element. Wheeler Yuta came out and interfered and actually hit Copeland with the move, solidifying that he's still with the Death Riders.
It was so non-insignificant. I didn't even fucking bring it up because it was fucking did nothing for the story.
No, it did for the long-term story. That doesn't matter what you do to Wheeler. Wheeler Yuta is very loyal to John Moxley.
Whatever it did. This match shouldn't have been the main event, but it was.
But you forgot. Remember the Hollywood ending over here.
Yeah, you're right. There's a little more.
Moxley grabbing the briefcase and going through the crowd and very disoriented. And then he wakes up and figures out, yeah, I won, and starts beefing with the crowd. And he decides to go walk out to the back like he usually does. And here comes Prince Nana. Prince Nana's in the way. He's like, nah, number one contender. And he was about to start mess with Nana. And then all the security come out. It's like, okay, they're protecting Nana. They're going to separate them off. But it's like, wait a minute. Nana's there. Where's Swerve? Camera pulls up. And you see Swerve up on the bar on the side in the crowd. And then jumps down and splashes on top of everybody. Woo! And there it is. And they end off with the happy ending of Swerve's coming to get you. Whose house? Swerve's house.
Hey, it'll be a better match than what it was.
Yep. So now you got Swerve versus Moxley. But we don't know when yet. It could be Dynasty. It probably would be Dynasty.
It could be a fucking regular TV match. They even have a lot of pay-per-view matches, like title matches going on. So
they do have a pay-per-view that's coming up, which is April 6th, Sunday, April 6th, AEW Dynasty. That's next on the list. So
in a month, roughly.
Pretty much. Yeah. About a month. That gives time. That's old school WWE time.
Yeah, that's a decent build up for a mid card pay-per-view style.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Overall,
you already have your match. That I mean, obviously the winner, the number one contendership wasn't for All In. It wasn't being broadcasted for All In, so we don't even know what's going to happen for them yet. Like, I don't even think AEW knows what the fuck's going to happen for All In yet. So
too far away in wrestling terms right now. Right?
Are you sure? You cannot say that because WWE usually has.
We're not talking about WWE though. That's the difference.
But you said in wrestling terms, and I said, well, WWE's wrestling.
Oh, AEW terms. My bad. AEW terms. You sound like AJ. Boom guy.
Has their that's what I was doing. Has all their shit already ready since like Royal Rumble. So if you look at the time card right now, I mean, July is not that far away. Dude. They should already have something in the mix, and if they don't, well, I'm just gonna take it.
Let's hope that's not
fucking twerp out of the fucking ring.
But regardless, anyway. I think a B- pay-per-view. A lot of good matches, a lot of heavy hitters, and some that ended up being better than I thought. They could have been
B- for the stories, but you know, either B+ or A- for the violence, because they fucking brought it, dude. They AEW is synonymous with bringing the violence compared to WWE. WWE starting to scratch at it again.
Yeah.
But it more goes with the stories they're putting out there, more of the verbal altercation things that are going on, and the things that are being said on the microphone compared to AEW, where they said, "Screw the mics, let's just fight."
Yeah. Hey, and AEW gave you the alternative. They are pro wrestling. Not so much leaning into the entertainment. They have some, and they're starting to lean into it a little more, just like WWE's leaning into the violence a little more. So they're gonna take some tips and tricks from each other, regardless. I had a good time watching this match or this pay-per-view card. It was like I said, I'm hopeful moving forward what happens next and how they build these things up, because it is starting to happen with a lot of these stories and a lot of these matches, and it's not just, there's still a lot of randomness, but not as much as there used to be. So I'm looking forward to how this builds up to the next pay-per-view Dynasty, April 6th.
I think if anything with the randomness that's going on is all the extra bullshit they're putting in. The random celebrity things like what happened on 0 Hour.
But that's randomness. Yes, that falls into that line for sure.
I'm piggybacking off of what you were talking about with the randomness, especially because you had Paul Walter Hauser, aka Stingray, excuse me, and what was it, Cobra Kai, who's beefing with QT Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
That's random as fuck. Why are they? But here we go again, bringing in another celebrity to fight with the wrestlers. That could be some, but let's give a little bit of credit and props to Paul Hauser here. He's actually wrestling in GCW.
Yeah, he fought Matt Cardona. He fought Sammy Callahan in TNA.
I believe he's scheduled for a 4-way bout. If I was reading that correctly, sometime in the near future, within this month, I believe, at GCW. So he's getting his reps in actually being a wrestler. What the fuck that other dude is doing, I don't know, because he's not even doing a drop kick. At least Hauser is putting in work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
but still, this whole thing with sprinkling in social media and celebrities in with the wrestling, keep it to the ring on the outside where they just show their faces and hold a title and wave to the camera. Stay out of the ring, dude. Stay out of the ring.
They won't let us in a fucking football field. Why would they let them in a wrestling ring?
Thank you. What who was the other guys that were there? Adam something from
Adam Devine, and
then
some
there's
other
that
guy.
other dude that's with them, and they were promoting some shit, and there they are doing I don't know, was it a clothesline or a power slam or something?
Power slam to Mansoor. Yeah.
Again, I got it. It was 0 Hour. They got there. They had a whole arena full of people watching them do that. But
you see Ken John from The Hangover. He was there. He was saying some funny shit.
Mm-hmm. They had him in the crowd.
Do what he did in the crowd, in the audience, enjoying life, making funny shit.
That one other chick that was on the Saturday Night Live,
Leslie Jones. Leslie Jones.
There you go. That was funny. Yeah, she was there cheering on Swerve.
She was doing dance.
Swerve Ricochet match, and yes, see, keep your lane. Stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your fucking lane, celebrities and everyone else, social media gurus and all that. Stay in your fucking lane.
Regardless,
if you don't know any better, stay in your lane.
Hey, well, hit a sling blade on that follow and subscribe button, right? Stay in your fucking lane and just hit the follow and subscribe button on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Twitch, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast needs. For Retro Relapse, I'm Randizzo. Stay tuned. Jesus Christ. Stay tuned for more stories, more violence. Goddamn. Fuck you. You know what?
Fucking lane.